Hello everyone, my name is Anya Hawkins, welcome to my project vlog. Summer is a challenging time for knitting, at least for me. It is the busiest period of the year. A lot of work, a lot of projects, some building projects, some renovation projects, some garden projects, places I want to travel to and other stuff. But I also want to knit. And in this hot weather I want to knit something light, something that will not make me even hotter. So I have to knit something summery. Recently I wrote my first summer top pattern. It's Aprica top. It's the one I'm wearing right now. And not only Aprica top was my first summer pattern, it was my first summer garment period, because I kinda never got into knitting t-shirts or camisoles or even really working with cotton yarn. But I always wanted to try, and it was very fun and pleasant experience. And the finished garment, my Aprica top, turned out very useful for me. It goes with a lot of stuff, with dresses, with shorts, with high-waisted pants, with skirts, you name it. I can wear it on top of the dress or put a shirt over it. It's very versatile and very comfortable too. And as usual, when I like something, I want to have more of it, but in different colors. And I'm planning to knit a second sample of Aprica top with this beautiful cotton cherry red yarn. I knitted the swatch and the fabric was very pleasant. I'm looking forward to having this top in red color. And while I will be knitting it, I will also film a tutorial, complete video tutorial to go with this pattern. So if you want to try this pattern, you will have my help for every step of the way. And I also think that this quite small and lightweight project will be perfect to take with me while I'm going places, like to the beach, for example. You don't mind a little deviation from knitting content, do you? Because today I have a slight change of plans. I was supposed to be involved in a building project, but it is so incredibly hot today. And it's not even 10 in the morning. We are in the middle of insane heat wave. So I was able to do little more than just lie down on the floor in my underwear and do nothing. But if you know anything about me, you know that I have a hard time doing nothing. So I decided that I wanted to be upcycling some rompers that I got secondhand. And I will not bore you with a lot of details and a lot of footage of me sewing on my projects, but a little montage of before and after will be fun. And what it all has to do with knitting, you will ask? Well, I recently upcycled one romper. I made shorts out of it, and they go incredibly well with my first sample of Aprica top. So I'm going to be making more shorts to wear with my summer knits. And let me show you the shorts that I'm talking about and how they look together with Aprica top. I only made them last week, and I wore them a lot. I wore them to the beach, I wore them in the house. They are very breezy, light, and they sit very well. And I want to make something similar out of those ones. First one is so small I could barely fit inside. Second one has incredible colors. I love it. But the crotch hangs uncomfortably low. Third one is very cute. But has the same crotch problem. And the last one is probably my favorite, so tropical. Alas, I don't like wearing rompers. I got them only for the fabric, and now it's the time to use it. Hello, this is me with a little knitting update. First, Aprica top. It is almost done. Here is the back panel and here is the front panel. They are virtually the same, but slightly different. Now that the back and front are knitted, I only need to seam them up and pick up for edges and finish them. So, almost done, but also quite a lot of work is left. And I'm successfully filming a tutorial, so you can expect it to come out pretty soon. As soon as I will finish working on my top, the tutorial will be available on my channel. What is good about this Aprica top design is that it takes very little yarn. And I have a lot of this yarn. And I also love the color. And it turns out that it is also very pleasant to work with in such hot weather that is bugging me so much this summer. I don't know yet whether I edited out all of the moments when I was complaining about how hot this summer is or not. I probably cut those moments out, but anyways, this project was a lifesaver. The only thing that I can work in such hot weather. Pure cotton. It is so soft. It is so silky. And the fabric it produces, even without blocking, I haven't blocked it yet, it's so lightweight. It's breezy but not see-through, and it's very drapey. I didn't get enough while working on this top, so you know what I did? I spontaneously cast it on for another project in this yarn. I knitted this in only 2 days. For me it's fast. It's going to be a t-shirt, a raglan, very simple top-down construction with a little bit of lacy details at the collar. Can you see the holes? Can you see the holes? I don't know whether you can see it, but there's very simple lacy details around the collar. The raglan seams are also lacy, but it's very simple, it's just yarn over increases. And I think that I will add a little bit of lace also on bottoms of the sleeves and on bottom hem. The idea is this, it's like an opposite of Aprica top. Aprica top is in pieces, it needs to be seamed here, it needs to be grafted here. You have to pick up stitches for v-neck, you have to pick up stitches for armholes, and in the ribbing itself, in the armholes, there are short row shaping. It's very interesting, but it's quite finicky. This one is not like that. This is going to be a t-shirt that you can cast on, knit in one piece in the round, and then bind off, and that's all. No finishing is required because I'm making all the edges in a way that they will not roll. There will be no need for any finishing, no ribbon, no I-cord, no nothing. It's the simplicity itself. And this pattern is also have a name already. I decided to call it Nanjing Cherry Tee. I think it's appropriate because of the color and lightness. The thing about Nanjing Cherry is that it does not taste like other cherries. It's much more light and it's sweet and sour at the same time. You can even say that it is a little watery. It's so juicy, it's very refreshing. As you can tell, I love those cherries, and I also love to add them to the tea in the summer. And Nanjing Cherry Tee sounds just like Nanjing Cherry Tee, and the vibe is the same. Light, airy, but also very bright and summery. And in the fit department, I think that I will make this t-shirt quite loose and drapey, because I think that it will be great as a layering piece. I personally plan to wear it on top of the dress. I have this one dress in particular that I have in mind. It has thin spaghetti straps, and I don't like to go around with my shoulders so open to the sunlight. So a light, breathable and oversized t-shirt on top will be perfection. So how do you like this idea? I know I like it a lot. Also, how do you like my top? It has lemons on it. Very cute, isn't it? I thrifted it. It cost me like 29 cents if you translate it in US dollar equivalent. I love it. I would like to knit further on this one, but I ran into a problem. I ran out of yarn. Not all together, of course. I ran out of the separated yarn because I got this yarn from a thrifted sweater dress. You can see that significant moment here in one of my thrift haul videos. The link as usual is down below if you want to see this. That dress was cotton, but it was a winter dress. It was quite thick. The yarn is originally comes in 6 2-ply threads held together. And for this one I need only 3. So I need to spend some time separating, because this was only leftovers that I separated for my Aprica top. Not my favorite thing to do, to separate cotton yarn. It is very tangly. But it needs to be done, and I want to work on this t-shirt now, because on my Aprica top is only seaming and finishing left. It's not the same as knitting on something big like that. Working in around in stockinette is very pleasant for me, and I want to continue. So I guess that's what I'm going to do now. Separate. Good news, everyone! The heat wave is over. I can finally wear whatever I want. And mostly what I want to wear is these pants. Because corduroy pants is my favorite thing to wear in the whole world. Especially these ones. First, the color is amazing. I'm going through the red phase right now, so they are appropriate. And what I like most about them is that they are corduroy jeans. Very classical construction, except for the pockets at the front. I don't know why, but I just love them. But that's not what I'm going to talk about. Let's talk results. First, sewn results. At the beginning of heatwave, I set out to make myself some shorts to wear in the hot weather. And I started with the tropical ones. Here they are. Maybe it's not the best combination, this t-shirt with those shorts, but maybe it is. To upcycle these ones was very simple. I just cut off the top and closed an elastic here. It is proper shorts right now, very comfortable. I wore them a lot. I wore them to the beach. Here's a little footage of me modeling it. Not modeling, I just wore them and I happened to be filming. I probably should show you how these shorts look with Aprica top, because it was the point to have something to wear with my knitted tops. This is it. This is what was I intended. To wear these shorts with this top. It goes better with the orange one. To see the red one, you will have to wait a couple more minutes. Next, I did these. These ones were not so simple. I had to completely disassemble that romper. It was too narrow at the waist and it had a zipper right here. So I had to take fabric from different parts of it and make some inserts right here to make them wide enough at the waist to put an elastic in. But it worked out great, and here is some footage of me modeling it, and very appropriately there are some flowers in the background. And then I wanted to make 2 more pairs of shorts out of this romper. It's very pretty. And out of this one. But the thing about sewing and me is that I am not a process sewer, sewist, seamstress, whatever. I don't particularly enjoy the process. I want to have a finished item, but the process itself I find tiring and finicky, and it's not at all like knitting. It does not relax me. I'm mostly very annoyed when I'm sewing. And for now, I think that I have enough shorts in my wardrobe to last me through the summer. So these 2 are going back to the stash of fabric, and maybe I will do them next year. And also, I didn't want to make these shorts because I got distracted by much more interesting sewing projects. First, as I mentioned already, this summer I was going to the beach a lot, and I realized that to have just a short on is not enough cover for my skin. I need something that will cover me completely because I don't want to get sunburned and I don't like getting tan, so I self-drafted myself a beach kimono. Here it is. It covers me completely. It's to the ground. I love how this one turned out. It is the first time in several years that I bought new fabric. I was lately mostly upcycling stuff because I'm going to the thrift shop a lot. And let me tell you, I forgot how nice and how easy it is to work with new fabric, where you can just lay out this big piece of fabric and cut out the pieces that you need. It was a very fun project. Did I tell you that I self-drafted it? It's very simple. It has 2 fronts, the back, drop shoulder construction, straight sleeves, and it has this like a button band that goes from the bottom around my neck and to the bottom again, and very long belt. So this is very useful item. It protects me from the sun, and when it's hot I put it on and it's cool to the touch, but when it gets suddenly chilly, and it happens sometimes in our climate, sudden thunderstorm is very common, so sometimes it just gets dark and chilly in a matter of minutes, and then somehow this fabric is warm. It's a mystery. I couldn't be more happy with this project. And since I'm not going to the beach alone, I thought it prudent to be prepared and to have the second kimono in case someone else needs it. Here it is, same fabric, different print, also very beautiful. I love it. It's very handy to have two of them. And in sewing, just as in knitting, when I like something that I made, I always prefer to have several such items in different colors. And since I'm not showing you just shorts, as I promised, but showing you everything that I did in sewing lately, I might as well show you these pants that I upcycled. So I had these pants in my wardrobe. They are corduroy. So I had them for a while, but they had one major flaw. They had the zipper at the side. Never liked this construction, but I wore them until the point in time when the zipper broke. So I had a choice, either to fix it or upcycle these pants to have an elastic in them. I just needed to rip the belt off, but it was quite narrow, so I unfolded, and then I did a thing that I often do when I'm sewing the pants, and I recommend you to also try it. When the fabric is quite stiff and thick, like in case of this corduroy, but you want to make an elastic belt, then use different, much thinner fabric on the inside. It makes it so much more comfortable, and it's much easier to enclose the elastic like that, and it's just fun to do and to know that on the inside you have some different pretty fabric. And if I'm wearing them and I want to spice it up, I can even flip the elastic and show this pretty fabric to the world. It's thin cotton fabric. It was a dress that was too small for me. And to make these pants even more fun, I also added the same fabric to the cuffs. So if I flip over the bottom of my pants, it can show this fabric too. And now these pants are much more comfortable. But enough about sewing, let's talk about my knitting projects. My second sample of Aprica top is finished, and to show it to you in all its glory, here is a final reveal. So this design, Aprica top, is my first summer garment. Never wore knitted things in a summer. I didn't think that it's practical, I didn't think that it would be comfortable, so no one is more surprised than me that I got so much wear out of both of them. But let me tell you, they are so comfortable, they are so versatile. And when I wear them, it feels like a special occasion, because they are just so bright and interesting. And at the same time, they are very easy to style. I was just distracted by a very important phone call, and I don't remember what I was talking about. So in short, this Aprica top turned out to be very versatile. And the secret is, I think, is natural fibers, because our summer is very hot and on top of it it's also very humid. But when the top is made out of 100% cotton, it's very breathable, it cools me down, it's just perfect for hot weather because I have enough of open skin. And I'm also very glad that I did this thing where at the underarm this ribbon is much shorter, so it's not riding up and it's not getting all sweaty or gets into deodorant. It's very comfortable, and the straps are wide enough to cover my bra straps if I'm wearing one. I should mention that pretty soon on my channel is going to come out complete video tutorial for this one, so stay tuned for that. Next, Nanjing Cherry Tee. It is also finished. I'm very happy how it turned out. It's everything that I wanted out of cotton knitted t-shirt. And here is a final reveal where you can see how it looks in natural lighting and how I style it. Can you hear that? My puppies are singing. They heard a siren somewhere. I love how they always stop abruptly, like they were turned off. So this t-shirt is made out of the same yarn as my second Aprica top, but these garments couldn't be more different in how they look and in how they are made, because this one is made in pieces with a lot of different techniques and finishing touches, when this one is just casted on, knitted in the round, binded off, and that's all. The lacy details and seat stitch at the bottom of the sleeve and hem and on the neckline, they are very subtle things. They are not loud. The finished design is not busy, so it's very universal. I wore it with dress and I wore it with pants in my reveal. You saw that. I have baggy black pants on right now. It also looks very good. This is a simple raglan t-shirt and it goes with every style of clothing that you can imagine. And I love it about this design. And I'm going to make a second sample of this design. I don't know yet in which color, but I know that I'm going to film a tutorial for it, so you can again have my help for every step. It is very beginner friendly. I almost forgot the most important thing. Productivity Bear gets a matching outfit. Same yarn, same lacy details. And this is it. That's everything that I got for you this time. Thank you all for watching and I will see you soon. Bye.